for another episode of the Star Wars Andor watch party and after show. We're a little later than what we normally do. Back to our original time of when we started, 11:30. Pretty much because it's been really, really busy for both of us. So much going on here in LA to cover, and it's been just nuts. I'm Mike Sandoval. Over here to my right, please introduce yourself.
Once again, it is me, the J to the E to the double F ray. I'm sorry you guys can't see me right now. The ceiling light in my apartment is out, so I've got bad lighting in here. So this is just how it's going to be for tonight until we get things fixed.
Yeah. Exactly, dude. It's been a crazy week here in LA.
So by the way,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of craziness, I think we have an update now on Hangman Page, who was hurt tonight at AEW Dynamite. So I have, if you don't mind.
I don't mind because I missed the show. I don't know what happened.
So it looked like Hangman suffered what I believe was a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
This is what AEW is giving us during his world title match with Jon Moxley tonight. It looks like Moxley was going in for a clothesline, and the way Hangman landed kind of like head first on the ground from the clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I think it was the impact of the way he landed. It looked like just a bad landing, and according to AEW, Adam Hangman Page was taken tonight by medical personnel to a Cincinnati trauma center and diagnosed with concussion. He was discharged, but will remain in AEW's concussion protocol. AEW and Hangman Page are grateful for the exemplary response, care of staff and local medical personnel, and are appreciative of the love and support of fans everywhere. So that was a very scary moment because happens in the middle of the match. Hangman he's not moving, unresponsive, likely concussed and unconscious. Thankfully, it did appear they were able to get him conscious, and they took him to a hospital. It looks like he's been discharged, so hopefully he will be okay. We don't know, concussions can be very they can vary in their severity and the type of damage.
So did they stop the match?
Yes, they did.
Okay, because I'm looking at the videos right now,
and it was just a scary situation. Because we didn't even know if it was a concussion at first. Because what if it was something far more serious?
oh yeah, the way he landed, it didn't look like he hit his head completely on the mat,
right?
More like
look, I'm sure you remember that matchup with El Puerto Aguayo,
yeah,
where it looks like his head hit a ring rope cable, and it killed him instantly.
Yeah.
So,
well, like they always say, like even anywhere in your sternum, no matter even if you're muscular, depending if you get hit that right shot, problems.
We like wrestling, but there is so much risk in what these guys do. We oftentimes take it for granted.
Especially when people say it's fake, and incidents like this show you, there's storylines that are made up.
It's predetermined, but the bumps, you can only limit the pain caused and damage caused by bumps so much.
Exactly. And
Arn Anderson, whose career was cut short by a serious injury, he once said, every bump is like a little car wreck. Yeah. And I imagine the human body can only take so much after a while. And that's why in concussions, now that we know so much more about concussions and the damage and long-term effects they have, it's very serious, and we have to be very careful when dealing with concussions. with athletes, even in pro wrestling. So, Hangman, I hope you're okay. I hope you're back with your family as soon as possible, and you get well soon. I mean, this more important that he lives. He's able to live and function happily is more important than him getting back in the ring. So that's more important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially since we're friends. Both of us are friends with a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
And to see what they go through, it's like when you look at the mat, all it is like boards and a small cushion.
It's plywood with like with a bit of cushioning in canvas and like a canvas like it's a thin layer of canvas, you know.
Yeah.
It's not you're not getting thrown onto a pillow, you know.
Exactly.
And wrestlers learn over training and it takes many years on how to properly bump. But again, you can only limit the damage it causes so much. And the bumps they take are dangerous. And there's just an inherent risk. And I just hope Hangman is going to be okay. And I don't want to say like I'm glad he was discharged from the hospital, and it wasn't like his back was broken or he was paralyzed or anything more serious, because we didn't even know what was going on with him until we got this update from AEW, and we didn't even know it was a concussion until a short while ago. And you can go you can go on Twitter to see the clips and see what we're talking about. But yeah, so
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the way I don't even think it was Moxley's fault. It's just one of those freak things, you know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to say like it's not ballet, but it's just that like when these guys are flying through the air, you know, if the timing or if your landing is off by just like a millimeter, a millisecond, it could be very dangerous. Once again, guys have died in the ring. Not just that example, El Puero Guayo, Mitsuharu Musawa, a Japanese wrestling legend, died in the ring. So it's dangerous, and you cannot take that for granted. Along with the punishment these guys put themselves through on a daily basis and honing their craft over years, and even having done that, mistakes will still happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, because look, they're working on the fly, even if it's predetermined. Like that only takes you so far.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you make of this, Mike?
Well, like now that I've seen the video, because I completely forgot that AEW was on tonight.
Yeah, because of the playoffs.
And I'm so used to Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That we do our watch party for Andor, then we watch wrestling on Wednesdays, and threw me off. But I just saw when I saw the video, I was like, it didn't look like it was anything bad on the way the landing was. But like I say, like you like a blow that you get the blow and then you drop, you can still get a concussion, and people don't realize that. Some people don't realize that you can still get a concussion just by a simple head movement.
It kind of reminds me, like, remember when Shawn Michaels, we thought his career was over in 1998 after that coffin match with The Undertaker. And look, that's Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, and it was because of the way he took like a backdrop over the top rope. And if you watch the footage, it doesn't even look like his back hits like the edge of the coffin hard, but just this impact his back made with the coffin was like, and it probably wasn't the only thing that was causing trouble for Shawn, It was
Mhm.
probably like the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. But that's just an example how it doesn't even have to look that damaging, but the impact, like the slightest impact, can have devastating consequences,
Yeah,
basically. And
exactly.
we didn't see it, and it took several years before Sean was able to get back. Eventually, he was able to get back to the ring and make a full-time return, and he had a nice feel-good send-off. But we've also seen many wrestlers' careers were shortened because of back and neck injuries. Look at Steve Austin,
Mhm.
um, you know, Hall
Yeah.
of Famer. Ricky Steamboat is another one. So
Mhm. Yeah.
it's more frequent than you would think.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And now that we're coming up to 11:45,
Okay.
let's switch over positions as we're getting ready for Star Wars Andor episode 7. Do you think we're going to continue this group of 3 stories, and this is
Yes.
the beginning of the next 3?
I think I think the first 6 episodes set a clear pattern, and I think that's going to continue with the next 6
Yeah.
because the first 6 episodes, they were like 2 sets of mini movies, basically.
Mhm.
But I think we'll get a better idea and sense of what will be happening and what the next chapter is of Andor's story. So basically, um, despite all the issues, they won. They got out of the Aldani base. They got. I don't know if they got enough of the money they wanted, but they
Yeah, it
got
doesn't
it.
look like they didn't get everything.
But they did strike a blow at the Empire. Now the drawback is now the Empire is onto them. Now they know like this is an organized effort. They may not be a full-fledged army, but they are like organizing a resistance against the Empire. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, now that we're halfway through this series, you've seen the fan reactions to it. Like, well, some of the reactions to it, it's very mixed.
I
Um,
think I
where
think there
it's
are some valid criticisms.
yeah,
I think the most valid criticism is like the lack of alien characters.
yeah,
Now, in some instances, I think that's okay. Like the Eldani, with the Empire. Like the Empire is mostly only humans allowed. Like they don't really like to employ non-humans. Basically,
yeah.
that's kind of that's an
Yeah.
ongoing thing with them.
Hmm.
Well, to me, there has been a stark kind of lack of non-human alien type characters throughout this series. Other than like we saw a few of them in the first couple episodes, but they were very few and far between.
Yeah. Do you think like I'm hearing from some that it's because there's no lightsabers, there's no a constant fighting that some of them are going off at it, which I'm kind of like, this isn't
I mean,
the
this is a
show for
different.
that.
I mean, I think my thought with that there should be room for different types of stories in Star Wars
Mhm.
to tell different types of stories in different types of styles. And I mean, like have never been a rule for Star Wars. I mean, Rogue One had no lightsabers. Solo had no lightsabers,
Mhm.
and what have you. And the Mandalorian didn't have lightsabers until the very end of
Yeah.
the first season. So that argument to me falls on deaf ears.
Same here. I agree with you on that one because I think I really like this series. I like the way that's going. I don't need action. I need a story that's gonna make sense. So far, it's been good. I mean,
To
so far
me,
I've liked
to me, the problem is not so much of like that typical Star Wars swashbuckling adventure ism.
it. Hmm.
But I do think what's missing is non-human, a greater sense of depth of the worlds with the non-human characters that add so much texture
Hmm.
to the Star Wars galaxy and mythos.
Yeah.
Um, and I think they've kind of layered in too many subplots and characters for this season.
Mhm.
But they've got 12 episodes, so we'll see where
Yeah.
things are going tonight.
Let's see what episode 7 is like. Just to remind everybody, when the show comes on, we turn off our audio, turn off our camera due to copyright reasons. We watch the show and then we return as soon as the show is over, and we discuss the current episode. So that's the way it works.
Okay, and we're right around there, so we should be getting it soon.
Yeah,
and I wonder if we'll be visiting the surviving fighters again that did survive.
I'm curious about that as well. Unless they get caught.
Bel, Sartha, and Cinta.
Yeah.
I mean, Cinta looked like she managed to get away somehow. So I think Cinta Kaz and Cinta Vel are still out there. Okay, so let's check it now.
Yeah.
All right. So sorry for the delay, everyone, but it looks like we're ready to start the next episode of Andor on Disney Plus.
Yep, exactly.
Episode 7, announcement.
Yeah. So we'll be back after the episode. See you soon.
Huzzah! That is episode 7 of Andor in the books. Announcement. So we got a lot of developments, a lot of table setting, setup, not much in the way of action, and I guess so we're kind of transitioning over to our next little mini movie. Andor is on a new. He retired on a new planet, and he's already in trouble.
So, for not doing anything, just blending in.
Not only that, the Rebel Alliance wants him dead.
Yep, exactly.
Good job, well done. Well, because I mean, he knows Luthen now. You know, he knows too much.
Yep. And I think they know. I think the Rebel Alliance knows there's two factions, or shows that there's two different ways of doing things.
Ooh. Let's see. So, the guy who was meeting with Mon Mothma, that guy named Tay, looked very familiar. I think he was in Coupling. Who was that actor? I'm going to look up this actor's name. Do you remember the British show Coupling?
No, I don't remember it.
Okay. Let's see. Not Jack Davenport. Ben Miles. I almost did not recognize him in this series. So now we get a bit more of intrigue with Mon Mothma. I'm so glad we got more of Cyril and Edie, his mother. And
told you it was leading to something.
oh my God! Well, enough with this guy already. Oh my, he's reading through what
he's obsessed.
Reading through a database. He's so upset. He's so obsessed in what he's gonna find Andor, and Andor finally, and Andor kills him this time. What what is the payoff here?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the payoff we're waiting for?
You know that's what's gonna come.
I'm sorry, I can't stand Cyril. He's like, he hasn't learned anything, and he's acting like a petulant child, and I can't stand this character.
Hence the reason why I say he's a little bitch.
Okay.
It's like,
was this the first time we've seen like the Star Wars version of a television broadcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess unless you count what we see in the holiday special.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally they watch like HoloNet or HoloVids. But this was like an actual like TV broadcast, like a TV style broadcast in like a video television, like embedded in a wall.
Right.
It was not a hologram. So I thought that was sort of interesting. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that in modern Star Wars. So here's what I get the sense of this episode. This is like the little movements that have big outcomes. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the movies, what we see in the movies are like the broad strokes. These are like the really
intricate details,
like the intricate planning that all the stuff that happens off screen. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what this series is showing us. And I can see why people don't find all of this exciting. It's certainly different from anything we've ever seen for Star Wars before. But like I said earlier, I think there's room to tell different types of stories in different types of way with Star Wars. And they're doing something different here. Now, do I like all of it? No. But I think there's nothing wrong with experimenting and trying some different stuff. Yeah. What do you think of this this kind of like pleasure planet he was on? He was on like an intergalactic Santa Monica pier at the end. Did you like that?
Oh yeah, that was different. That was kind of a cool thing that they had set up and really put into there. But it's, you know what I like about it is the fact that when she tells him that they're everywhere, Marva says that they're everywhere, and he's kind of like, you could tell that Andor at this point is kind of like doesn't realize that they really are everywhere now. And what they did and what he did, that one incident that occurred, causing them to go out even more. That when he goes to that planet, I think he's starting to realize what she said is true.
He doesn't get the big picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is not. He's still. This season is like Cassian Andor's journey to becoming like the rebel spy we see in Rogue One, and he still isn't there yet. Mm-hmm. And while he hates the Empire, he doesn't consider himself a rebel yet. Yeah. And we're going to see that journey come to fruition at some point.
And now that he's getting 6 years for doing nothing.
We didn't. I don't think we got our first glimpse of K2SO, but we saw those kind of like what the type of droid K2SO is. So that was kind of neat. Exactly. But we didn't get Alan. I don't think we got Alan Tudyk's voice.
No.
Let's see. I want to look at the credits here. And we got some more intrigue on Coruscant with the ISB. Dedra made her play with with Partagas,
Mhm.
with Major Partagas, and Partagas promoted her, demoted her rival Blevin.
Mhm.
She recognizes what the rebels are doing, and now she's in charge of Andor's home now.
Mhm.
So, but like, why would Partagas even warn her? You know,
Yeah.
like, why does Partagas care about her?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that everybody wants to be at that high level,
But
but
like,
she's doing things outside of the box and doing things in order to make sure that
if
she's
you're
in the empire.
if you're breeding an environment of dissent and like corruption, like, do they not it's like, it's almost like he recognizes what they are and
Mhm.
just go, you know,
Yeah.
like they're breeding and almost encouraging an environment of corruption and deceit, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
That's the thing. It's like you don't that's what these are the pieces that start tumbling the empire.
Now, do you, on any level, do you see this Dedra character? Do you see her eventually turning on the Empire, or do you think she is Imperial through and through?
I think she's imperial through and through, and that's she's gonna be the one who actually figures out what they're doing and who are the people and who are the roles and what they're playing.
Well, she can't figure out all of that because Mon Mothma is still operating in the Senate by Rogue One.
Yeah. But this is the one thing, like I say, it's like
Mm-hmm.
Mon Mothma's journey may not be found, but I think I don't know why I feel like Stellan Skarsgård's character, they're gonna link him to Saw Gerrera, and that's the faction that they're
That's
gonna be.
right. We still have to get Saw. We haven't gotten Saw Gerrera yet, and we know
No.
we're getting him this season.
Uh-huh. And I have a feeling that faction of rebellion is what they're gonna find, is what Deidre is gonna find, not Mon
And,
Mothma.
well, yeah, but Saw's faction is still in business well into Rogue One as well,
Yeah, but they're in
and
hiding.
active for years.
Yeah, and they're in hiding. They're
So,
not. They're in the
I mean,
shadow.
they're all in hiding. They're all in
Well,
hiding.
yeah, but it's a different way where Saw Gerrera is like, I don't give a fuck what we do. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna. If we
Well,
people are there to go.
I don't think they're gonna be that. I don't think Dedra is gonna uncover that much.
Mhm. I
But
think she is.
but
I think in that aspect because something tells me Stellan Skarsgård's character is on that side.
she might get Luthen, and maybe I could, before this series end, I could very much see Luthen sacrificing himself for the cause.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
that I could see happening. Oh, we got a big a cameo from a legacy character this episode, Hugh Lauren.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
So that was the guy. Hugh Lauren is not Partagas.
Mhm.
Yularen is the guy who was at the meeting early in the episode, who was like dressing him down and like, we're going to enforce all these new taxes,
Mhm.
all these new directives and things. So Wolf Yularen, so this is a character. He is in. So basically, this is a character we see in. Remember the like that boardroom meeting scene in the Death Star in the first movie, in A
Yeah.
New Hope.
Uh-huh.
Here, I'll get his picture.
Yeah, I got it right now. Let me
So
share it.
so they retroactively sort of built this character as sort of like a Republic naval commander in the Clone
Mhm.
Wars, but then he continued on as a leader in the Empire after the Clone. Yes, this character. So we saw him at the beginning of this episode. Played. I don't know who the original actor is. He's probably passed on by now.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
The new actor is Malcolm Sinclair.
Mhm.
So That's probably what, like, so this is another sort of like big legacy character we got to see this week, who goes back to the original trilogy.
Yep.
So if you're wanting to see cameos and things like that, they snuck one in this week. That's one of your complaints. So Malcolm Sinclair, what has he done? Casino Royale. Oh, he was the guy. He is the guy Daniel Craig takes out at the beginning of Casino Royale. That's amazing.
Yep.
The corrupt spy. That's amazing. Let's see. What else has he done? Has he done anything? Because I believe a different actor voiced him on the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But this is like basically our first live action appearance of this character since A New Hope. So there we go.
There is one thing you did get to see a lot more of.
What's that?
Aliens.
We did see more aliens, but they were more like kind of
background characters,
kind of like environment. But we saw a little bit more of that in Coruscant. And I was just kind of starting to feel like, we're seeing so much of Coruscant in this series, like way more of Coruscant than ever before. Like, where are all the aliens? Because like that was sort of the thing. Aliens were all over the place in Attack of the Clones. So I was wondering where are the aliens now? And we did start seeing a little bit more, and there were more on that sort of pleasure resort that Andor.
Yeah.
So, not a lot, but we did get a bit more of like kind of aliens kind of blending into the background. But I feel like we're not getting enough.
Yeah.
Enough of that. Because again,
that we do.
But again, this show it feels like cyberpunk to me.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that really
it almost feels like a techno thriller.
One thing that stood out to me was the robots that are on Coruscant.
Yeah.
In a couple scenes, it look like straight out of Ralph McQuarrie's drawings. The silver robots that were in there, they looked like
Ralph.
Some
interesting robot. We did see some more interesting designs. I think some more interesting sets, some locations this episode. But again, like it's a slow burn to the action. They like to take two episodes of setup, and then the third is like where all the big action takes place. So I imagine next week we'll see Andor in prison, and maybe a prison break, or maybe I don't know, maybe Saw Gerrera will bust him out, or maybe Luthen's people will find him and try to either kill him or recruit him again. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Interesting.
I don't think
Cyril is the worst. I think you agree though that Cyril is the worst part of this show, and his mother.
Yeah, definitely is. You want to see him just get axed out. Let's put it that way.
Like, they're really going to make us wait like 12 or however many episodes to kill off this character, and I just can't. I can't stand it.
Yeah. I just already want to see
his what is this? Are we doing Star Wars Woody Allen theater now? What's up with? Why are you wearing your brown suit? Look at your collar. It says it's like you're saying, look at me. I'm a failure.
Yeah.
Your uncle. Don't underestimate your uncle's handout here. Don't be trifling with your uncle, son.
That's why I say Cyril is just like an obsessive little bitch.
No wonder he's obsessive with overbearing Woody Allen style mother.
Yep, exactly.
Why do we have so much look? And it's just not exciting. Where he's like doing database research to find Andor.
Yeah. And what's funny is that
it's not compelling TV. I'm sorry.
What's funny is that last scene when they pull back and they show him sitting down, it's so much a reminiscent to like a 70s sci-fi movie.
And kind of like, and it kind of like the whole episode kind of gave me almost like a Blade Runner vibe.
Yeah.
Um,
Which one is it? Logan's Run. That's what it kind of.
Yeah, I can see Lucas. I can see sort of some of Lucas's Logan's Run, but wait, what about THX?
Yeah,
a little bit of THX too.
Yeah,
but the that really like electronic synth heavy music just gives me this cyberpunk vibe, and just kind of the way they stage Coruscant with all this, you know, technology, and I don't know, it just feels very cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It feels like very futuristic cyberpunk, even though we're in space fantasy kind of.
Yeah, and to me, it kind of it gives me with the music, it gives me a reminiscence of 70s sci-fi that I would see when I was a little kid,
or 80s sci-fi with all like the synth keyboard electronic, which we got more of in the 80s. So
exactly.
I do really like the music for this show. Now, the one thing I do like about the Imperial subplot is that like the actors for the Imperials for the ISB are good.
Yes.
And even though they're backstabbing some scumbags, like we have some intrigue here. Like ISB all hate each other, and they're all willing to stab each other in the back to get a leg up and get an audience with Emperor Palpatine.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Are we going to see Palpatine? And you think we'll see Palpatine in this show?
I think we will towards the end of this 24 episode series.
Do you think Mon Mothma can trust Tay, her friend Tay, to get her money?
I think so. The one person I know she can't trust is her husband.
Her husband's Her husband looks like she would sell him out for sell out his own wife for a couple credits.
Yep.
And her daughter is like, man. She should get like the belt.
The space belt.
reminds me of I don't even know.
I was gonna say young.
I can't say the movie I saw this week. I can say I saw Black Adam.
Oh, that's good.
So my review. Hey everyone, my review's up for Black Adam. You can check that out right now at 411mania.com. My exclusive official review of Black Adam, which I was somehow able to stay awake to finish this week. So there we go.
There you go. So I think we should close it out for tonight. We will be back next Tuesday. We only got one watch party.
So again, folks, sorry about the technical issues, but we got it done. We got the episode done.
Exactly. I haven't seen Black Adam yet. I do have a free ticket to go see Black Adam, so I'm going to go see it hopefully this weekend. But I am going to go see another movie that's going to be coming out. That's a really big movie this fall pretty soon. So
can I say the other movie? I'm trying to figure out if I can say the other movie I saw tonight.
I don't know. I guess we got to wait till after we go off there. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us. We'll be back next Tuesday. I kind of like this 11:30 again, to be honest.
I'm good. I can do either or. It's just, but this was fine. And thank you, everyone. And enjoy yourselves and stay safe, everybody. Thank you. Once again, it is me, the J to the E to the double F -E, and you've been watching the Muse TV watch party and after party for Andor.
Yep.
See you next week.
And we'll be back next week. So we'll let you know on the time next week. So see you later. Bye.